Yes. Darling, we're having guests for dinner.
Oh, goody.
No, sorry. We're serving guests for dinner. Good evening. How are you tonight? Good? Nice. My name is Madame Eva, and I'll be your host for tonight's activities. How are you doing, sir?
Great.
You seem to be smiling under your mask.
Here we go.
I can see things. And magical. And where are you from today?
Come see me.
See me! I see you too. And what about you, sir?
California.
California?
Yeah.
Just somewhere in California? Just pick a spot? It's a big state, you know. How about you, young lady?
Beverly Hills.
Does?
But yeah.
Oh, Beverly Hills!
Yes, yes.
Oh! Hang on a second. Wait, get out to good China! So what brings you from Beverly Hills to Burbank?
Spookiness.
Spooky, I love it. I love it. And what about you people?
North Hollywood.
North Hollywood. I know North Hollywood well. It's north of South Hollywood. East of West Hollywood. Well, you folks are in for a great treat tonight. My friend Andy Shultz and some 4 great writers have decided to put together an amazing show. We're just waiting for a few more guests. Beverly Hills. You know, I think you're my type. A negative?
Oh, negative.
Oh, well. Oh. Okay, and you, sir, sitting in the back row with the suspenders and the sleeves fitting muscles. I like that. Kind of makes you wish I was younger.
Kind of makes me wish I was younger too.
Ah, yes. Well, we'll be back in a few moments to begin our show. If you have any questions, feel free to ask amongst yourselves, because I have no answers. I can tell the future, and the future is going to be fun. Thank you, Igor. Thank you. So, as I said earlier, my name is Madame Eva. I am your mistress of the night. Not that kind. You peoples. Times have changed. I was going to go for Mistress of Darkness, but Elvira, her legal team, bloodsuckers. Literally vampires. They just go right for the throat every time. But tonight, we're going to go back in time. We're going to go back to the days of the 30s and the 40s and the old-time radio serials, where you get late at night, you come close to the radio and listen to shows such as Outer Limits, Lights Out, and my particular favorite, listen to the show and get scared so bad I stay up for a week. But tonight we bring you 4 tales. Worst Ever Productions welcomes you all to the Halloween Radio Spooktacular. Our first show tonight was written by a guy named Mike Knowlan, but adapted by Heather Lee. Nice lady. Really nice lady. Baggy clothes, nice lady. They always say, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. Going to Beverly Hills. You turn into your neighborhood. You know the house on the corner. You have your favorite coffee shop. You have your favorite restaurant. Yes?
Yeah.
But sometimes changes are made in the name of progress or mystery. My friends, enjoy our first presentation. There's no place like home.
Sure you don't want me to take over?
No, I'm fine. We're pretty close now. Besides, I want to make sure we make it in time for dinner with my mom.
Meaning I drive too slow.
Meaning that since I know the area, it's more efficient.
Okay. Just wake me up when we get there, will you? And please minimize the bumps. I'm a light sleeper. You're worried about telling your mother, aren't you?
That we got married without telling her? That I haven't been home in 10 years and I'm just going to spring this on her over dinner?
You're free to make your own decisions. Let's not talk about this.
Do you mind if we stop at a payphone? I want to let my mom know we're running late.
Of course. And better get gas anyway.
Well, good evening, folks. Ooh, hell of a storm kicking up. How much longer are you going?
Not too much further.
We're on our way to Daresbury.
Honey, for the 100th time, it's Daresbury.
All right, well, hopefully you get there before the skies open up. What can I do for you?
Could you fill her up?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a public phone?
I'm back.
Excuse me.
Ah, I see you have dog tags. What branch were you in?
Army, did you, sir?
Yes, sir. Just got out.
Oh.
What outfit were you in?
Well, sir, out in the 22nd, it's airborne. Went down
Mom? Hi, we're running a little late. We're at a service station a few miles outside of town. Yes, I believe that's the name of it. Yes, Peter is with me. Mom, never mind. We can talk at dinner. Yes. Love you too.
Hurry up. Let's go before the storm gets worse. So much for making it to town before the storm hit.
The rain is so heavy, I can't see out the windshield.
I think we should pull over.
Oh, well, that's better. Look, there's the Welcome to Daresbury sign.
Ah, I finally get to see the rough and tough streets of Daresbury.
Make fun all you want. I had a magical childhood here that I wouldn't change for the world. Beats a city life. Everyone knows everyone else. Town concerts and gatherings on the weekends. You can walk around without worrying about who's following you. I sometimes wish... Never mind, it's silly.
What?
I sometimes wish I could just go back, you know?
Well, Mrs. Rogers, give me the grand tour of this mythical land.
Well, this is Main Street, where we have most of our holiday parades. And there's Mr. McKenzie's drugstore. I worked for Mr. McKenzie when I was a teenager.
You don't say. Mr. McKenzie himself? Wow.
Oh, hush. I was a waitress for the counter. Best breakfast in town.
Yep.
And, let's see, to your right, we have Lewis Park. That's where we would have summer concerts and carnivals. Wait, that's funny. Clark Park? I wonder why they changed the name.
Probably because some family that had more money donated a whole bunch to the town or city council. That's usually how it goes.
Uh-huh.
So your little slice of Americana is just like any other town. It's not a big deal.
It kind of is to me. I don't know, I guess I just expected that everything would remain exactly the same.
Okay, well, what else do we have?
Okay, so, coming up right here, we have the Daresbury Cafe. They were always packed after Sunday worship. In fact, my family and I would usually head here after Easter service.
Where?
Right, there. Is a hardware store? I don't understand.
Are you sure? Maybe we're on the wrong street. Or you're misremembering?
No, I came here every Sunday. I am not misremembering.
Okay. Maybe they just closed and this hardware store took over. It has been 10 years since you've been here.
I don't know. It's always been there.
Are you sure we're in the right town?
Really?
Okay, okay. Bad joke. How about we just head to your mom's house? We're late as it is.
Yes, you're right. Okay. Alright, and here we are.
Oh, colonial style. Very nice. Looks like a Norman Rockwell painting. Ready, Mrs. Rogers?
Ready as I'll ever be. What?
What's wrong?
It's all wrong. The porch, the shutters, it's all wrong.
Maybe she redecorated.
No, it's all wrong. Like, really wrong. Mom, are you there?
Well, good evening. May I help you?
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
Oh, Matthew Carlisle. Who are you?
I'm Carol Dawson, Jean Dawson's daughter.
Well, I don't believe I know her. Hey, Martha, do we know a Jean Dodson? Uh-huh. Yep. Sorry, lady, we never heard of her. You sure you're at the right address?
Let me in. Mom, are you here? What have you done with her things?
Now, you listen here, young lady. You need to leave her. I'll phone the sheriff.
Carol, let's go. Sorry to bother you, sir.
No, where's my mom?
Okay, get in the car.
No!
I don't know what's going on, but we'll figure it out. Just not here in the street.
Okay.
We'll just head back to that service station and ask for directions to the nearest hotel. We can figure it out from there. Oh, thank God we're here. I think I hydroplaned a bit back there. Listen, I'm going inside the garage to to talk to the gas attendant. I'll get directions to the nearest hotel. Okay?
All right.
Alrighty.
Mom? Mom, oh, thank God. Where am I? I'm back at the service station. I was over there. You weren't home. Someone else. Well, I can't explain it. You're home? Right now? You haven't changed anything, have you? Okay. Okay, we'll try again. To be honest, I'm a bit spooked. Yeah. Okay. See you soon.
Alrighty. The attendant said there's a motel to turn off 2 miles down. Carol, what is it?
I just talked with Mom on the phone. She's home. I mean, she's back where we were. She's been waiting for us.
Carol, are you sure we were on Maple Street?
Yes, I'm sure of it. I think. I don't know. Let's just try again. I don't want Mom to worry.
Okay. Whatever you want. the awkward silence part of our drive?
Yes, let's put the radio on and keep us company.
Here we are again. Main Street. McKinsey's drugstore. Lewis Park? Wait, Lewis Park? What happened to Clark Park?
Oh my stars! Peter is here! Lewis Park, just like I said, it is still here. I don't understand.
Huh. We both saw Clark Park earlier, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it had a catchy rhyme. Couldn't have made that up.
Keep going, keep going. Look, Darsbury Cafe is back. No hardware store. What is going on?
And here comes Maple Street.
It's here! Peter, my home is here! Oh, Mom! Oh, I'm so relieved to see you! Okay, Mom, this is Peter. Peter, this is my mom.
Good to see you, both of you. Well, come on in. Now tell me, what was the confusion you told me about on the phone? You couldn't find the place?
No, not quite. The buildings were replaced and our house was different and there was an elderly couple here or there or none of this makes sense. We were literally here 20 minutes ago.
Well, honey, I don't know what to say. I've been so excited for your visit and to meet Peter. Well, I've been on pins and needles just waiting for you to knock. And the house hasn't changed.
Well, I see that. I'm really shaken up about this.
Can I get you something to help you?
Well, I love some of Mom's homemade hot cocoa.
And I would love to make it, but I don't have any chocolate bars.
Never fear. I'll run out and get a few for you. Darn it. I must have left my wallet at the gas station again.
Oh, let me go with you. I don't want you driving alone and getting lost.
Like finding another Darsbury.
Not funny. Mom, you'll be okay for a bit?
Of course, honey. You two just come back quick. I'm looking forward to chatting with Peter over some cocoa.
See you soon, Mrs. Dodgson.
You just call me Mom. All Carol's friends do. And when you get to the service station, you call me and let me know you two are all right.
Oh, I will, Mom. We'll be right back. Love you.
The storm won't let up. Oh, man. The rain is coming down hard again. Okay, here we are. I'll be quick. I'm sure the attendant knew I'll be back. I'll go see if they have any chocolate bars here.
Oh, all right. I'll go call Mom and check in. Oh, not again! Oh, Hi, Mom. It's me. Listen, Peter's talking to the attendant. Peter. Mom, you just met Peter. Mom, what do you mean you don't know? Peter. You know Peter. You just met Peter. Hello? Peter, where are you?
How can I help you, ma'am?
Where's Peter?
Who?
The gentleman I was with. He left his wallet here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in here with anybody.
What's the man who asked you about a motel earlier? You talked about the army, the same one who came in to speak with you just now.
No one came in here. Are you sure you're feeling all right?
So, do you know some place that pretty much never changes? Especially when you go from time to time? Cemeteries. There's not a lot of moving about. But there used to be a tradition many, many years ago that there was occasionally mistakes made. People looked dead, or as has been known to say, almost dead. And so, to save time, they would quickly bury the body, but they would build a safeguard. Next to the grave, there was a bell. And from that bell, there was a string. The string ran down into the tube, and into the ground, and into the casket. And if the person happened to be still alive, I mean, mistakes have been made. Not by me. Them. They would do the jingle jingle, and there'd be the come to the rescue, and happiness and joy would spread throughout the land, much to my dismay. However, there was one person who was always there to listen for the bells. Ladies and gentlemen, written by Andy Shultz. Please enjoy The Bell Keeper.
Excuse me?
Put you in a big black box and cover you up with dirt and rot. All goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak.
I beg your pardon.
God! Don't do that! You nearly scared me off to death.
So you're in the right place if that happens.
Oh, you think you're funny? This is a sacred place. What do you want?
Are you Mr. Marcus, the gravedigger?
It depends. Do I owe you money?
Oh, no.
Is your wife Sweet Jenny from the pub?
I'm not married.
And you're sure I don't owe you money?
Very sure.
Then yes, I'm Marcus. How do you do? What do you want?
How do you do? I'm Jacob Calhoun. I'm here about your ad in the paper. Help wanted.
Didn't think anyone would apply. Not too many folks keen on working in a cemetery.
It's all the same to me. Work is work, no matter what it is, and work is hard to find these days. I'm willing to do anything that'll put food in my belly and roof over my head.
You'd be surprised.
I can't imagine everyone is killing to get into this business. Funerals can be such a grave affair.
Is there something seriously wrong with you?
I'm sorry, I have this problem. I make jokes when I'm nervous, and I'm really nervous.
Nervous isn't always a bad thing. Not a place like this might keep you alive.
Was that a joke?
No.
So, is the position for grave digging?
I ain't looking for a gravedigger. That's my job. I need a new bell keeper.
Bell keeper?
Aye. Take a look here. You see this pile of dirt I'm filling this hole with?
Yes, and you're doing a mighty fine job of it.
This is a fresh grave.
You mean there's someone?
Buried him there this morning. And you see this?
It's a bell.
Exactly. It's attached to a little string that goes through this tube into the ground. The other end is in the coffin with the body.
Why is there a string in the coffin?
In case they ain't dead.
They ain't dead!
Shh, keep your voice down. We don't want to make a scene. It hardly happens these days.
Hardly happens.
They're like once in a blue moon.
You bury them alive?
They're mostly dead.
There's a difference between mostly dead and all dead.
It's not that big of a deal.
Tell that to the mostly dead chum down there.
It hasn't happened to me yet
That's good.
this year. But it has happened. Hence, should a mistake happen and they were accidentally buried alive, we tie a string to the rest. If they move, it pulls the string which is tied to the bell, which makes a noise. We save them and Bob's your uncle.
And the bellkeeper?
Listens for the bells. And if they hear one, they come to the rescue. Then we all go to the pub for a cold one.
Ah, you mean a pint, not a cold stiff.
Of course, a pint.
I see.
It's not an easy job. It's definitely not for everyone. But it's a crucial role we serve in the community, in the society, in the world. Think of it as an obligation. No greater profession.
If it pays, then I'm your man.
Oh, another service is over. Another hole to dig. I got to get back to work.
What about the position?
Right. You scared of the dark?
Deathly.
Really?
But I'll deal with it. I really need the job. Please.
All right. Be back at sundown. You start tonight.
Really? Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you tonight.
Yeah, you won't be thinking me for too long. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl out, the worms clip pinnacle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose, they eat the jelly between your toes.
Good evening, Mr. Marcus.
Ah, late for your first night on the job.
I'm so sorry.
All right, this way. Now, watch your step. The ground is loose all over the place. Carefully, you don't slip. You don't want to find yourself in a hole. Oh, you also don't want to find yourself in that wee gift from a little chihuahua. I love the lad. He's dumb as dirt, but he poops like a Great Dane.
I meant to ask, what happened to your last bellkeeper?
Oh, he moved on.
You retired. Good for him.
No, he moved on from this life. Buried right by that there.
He didn't happen to die peacefully at home, in bed.
No, died on the job. Best bellkeeper I've ever known. Never complained, was always on time. One small issue though.
What was that?
Turned out he was deaf and mute.
Huh.
Aye, well, this be the spot.
The spot?
Aye, lad, this here be the perfect spot. From here, you have a perfect view of the entire cemetery. You should be able to hear a bell from any direction.
And if I hear a bell?
Pray that you get there before it stops. If it stops, it means that they ran out of air and... They're totally, absolutely dead.
Oh my.
Right, well then, here's your shovel, your lantern, a stool to sit on. Oh, and there's a bush right over there in case you need to relieve yourself. Oh, and this.
A flask.
Aye, gets mighty cold up here at night. That'll keep you warm.
Thank you.
Right then, I'm off to the pub. I'll see you at dawn. And, Jacob, be careful. Most of all, don't fall asleep.
Does something happen?
Aye. You get fired for sleeping on the job. I'm paying you to make sure I didn't bury anyone alive. Bloody hell, I swear you'll be the death of me.
Is that a joke, sir?
No.
right, Jacob. All you have to do is stay up all night and listen for a bell. You can do this. It's just wind. You know, fresh air is good for you. Besides, it could be worse. It could be raining. Oh, really? Rain? Ah, no matter. Just need to stay awake. Jacob, stay awake. Could it have been? No. Must have been my imagination. A bell! That was definitely a bell! I'm coming! Where is it? Over here? It stopped! That's not good. Hey, are you mostly dead or all dead? Maybe we shouldn't mention this to Mr. Marcus. Oh, I'm coming! I'm on my way! Oh, what's going on? Oh, what? Where am I? Oh, help me! Please! How did I get... The string, please, help me! Please get me out of here! Help me, please! I can't move! Please! Air! Please! I'm alive.
Not when I'm done with you.
How did you know I was in trouble?
We could all hear you screaming from the pub. What did I tell you about sleeping on the job?
Oh, Mr. Marcus, I was not sleeping. I was chasing bells. They were coming from every direction.
I don't know what's worse, your imagination or your bad jokes.
I'm telling you, all the bells were ringing.
Stop it. It's dark and there was a little wind. Okay, maybe more than a little wind. I can see what might have made you a wee bit nervous.
Do you see what I mean?
There's a perfectly good explanation for this.
Which is?
Hell if I should know. Perhaps we should leave before this turns into a dying profession.
Is that a joke?
No! Did you hear that?
Is anyone out there?
Boo.
Get off my lawn. That song. Oh, yes. Don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. And when death brings his cold despair, ask yourself, does anyone care? But love. You have to love places that make you feel comfortable, right? You have to love things that make you feel safe, like, say, a relationship. I remember my first husband. He gave me this ring. Very beautiful, yes? He is also this ring. Just a little small. But sometimes in a relationship, things don't go as planned. Ah, there they are. Sometimes, as they say, love is eternal. My friends, written by Mr. Mike Barroga. Please enjoy 13 minutes till midnight.
And in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good evening. Welcome to our presentation of 13 Minutes Till Midnight. I invite you now to leave the world behind. For this world is limited by our own consciousness. But I warn you to tread carefully, as sometimes the limits of our consciousness can be our only salvation. The lights brighten slowly as the old clock in the corner of the parlor begins to chime the hour. Our players find themselves precisely where they began the evening, staring up at the ancient device from their full glasses of brandy. Each one of them is unsettled for reasons they do not quite comprehend yet.
How bizarre. According to my watch, I still have 13 minutes till midnight.
For as long as I can remember, that clock has always chimed at exactly 11:47 every night.
We've never been able to figure out what causes it.
Quite unsettling for the superstitious lot.
Oh, come now, Miles. Don't tell me you believe in superstitions. Black cats and all that.
I simply believe in being cautious is all.
Well, I for one agree. You can never be too careful. More things in heaven and hell, as they say.
The quote is, more things in heaven and earth, darling.
Such semantics, my dear Catherine.
Are you suggesting that hell and earth are one and the same?
Merely suggesting that hell is what we make it. If Dante was to be trusted, hell is nothing more than a fiery pit of pain and suffering with a horned devil at the center of it. However, there are those that believe that hell is simply the absence of light and reason, a construct that we create ourselves and then fill with our own transgressions and despairs. And because we are incapable of admitting to our own faults and failures, we are forced to live them out over and over again for all eternity.
An uncomfortable silence takes hold of our three players, a frightening familiarity washing over them, as if there is a hidden truth just out of their grasp within the depths of their own reality.
Piffle. Such ghastly talk for a demure evening.
I find it rather fascinating, actually.
Oh, do you now?
Well, it all makes sense. Those who do not learn from their mistakes are doomed to repeat them. And all that.
Life is simply what you make it, my darlings. If you want to live a life of pain and misery, that's all you'll ever receive. If you want a better life, you'll have to take it for yourselves.
How apropos of you, my dear.
Darling, be a dear and fetch us some more brandy, would you?
Of course.
Catherine and Miles now alone in the parlour.
Does he suspect?
You hold him in too high regard, darling.
All that talk of hell and transgressions.
Oh, you know, Rutger, always living in the past. It's the future I'm more concerned with.
And as Catherine's arms make their way around her lover, Miles, he once again is taken by the dangerous feeling of lust only she can conjure within him.
Darling, he could come back at any moment.
It won't matter after tonight, so long as you've held up your end of the arrangements.
The paperwork is done. He'll never be able to trace the money back to us.
And did you bring the other item as well?
Miles produces the pistol he procured at the pawn shop on Whitechapel Road all those years ago.
Oh, very good, darling. And are you prepared to do what must be done?
For you, my dear Catherine, anything.
The two forbidden lovers take each other in, the potency of their passion filling the air. That is until...
How very strange.
The lovers quickly separate as Rutger re-enters the room. Having just missed their prior activities, Miles surreptitiously hiding the gun in the pocket of his jacket.
Darling, haven't you forgotten the brandy?
Well, no, I was making my way into the cellar and I somehow ended up back in here.
Hello.
You poor dear. Did you get turned round?
I'm not quite sure. Well, no matter. I shall return momentarily.
Very good, dear.
What was that all about?
If I only knew.
Oh, come now, this is getting ridiculous.
Darling, whatever is the matter?
I tell you, I keep approaching the cellar door, and every time I open it, I end up back in here in the parlour.
How very strange.
Oh, come now, darling. Enough with these childish games.
It is not a game, I tell you. Something keeps compelling me back to this room.
Nonsense. Hand that decanter over to me at once. If you'd wanted me to fetch the brandy in the first place, you simply should have said so.
With Catherine now gone, Rutger takes in his surroundings. The banality of the four walls around him that still provoke an uneasy feeling of familiarity. Unaware of Miles, who is considering his own options now that he is alone with his business associate, the loaded gun heavy in Miles's jacket pocket. Gradually, Miles notices the worrisome look on Rutger's face. It worries him as well.
I say, old boy, are you feeling all right?
Well, I'm not quite sure, Miles. Tell me something. Do things feel at all peculiar to you?
Peculiar? In what regard?
Well, I cannot say for certain. It's just that I have the strangest feeling, as though we've said and done these things before.
Well, now, that simply cannot be. And yet.
And yet it all seems oddly familiar, doesn't it?
Rutger, darling, I finally made it into your...
Catherine is taken aback as she now sees she is standing back in the parlour, staring at her husband and his associate.
Well, now, how did you... Well, I was just...
You tried to make your way through the cellar door and you ended up back in here, didn't you?
Well, this cannot be possible.
Darling, if you please.
No. This cannot be possible.
Once again, Catherine tries to make her way to the cellar, only to end up right back where she was in the parlour.
Rutger, what is happening?
Well, I'm not quite sure, but if we just take a moment and collect ourselves.
Here, allow me to try. Oh, very strange indeed.
Well, this is absolute nonsense. There are plenty of other rooms in this house. What if we were to just adjourn to another one?
Yes, a splendid idea. We shall simply go into another room. Oh, come now.
And yet our three players only find themselves back in the same parlor.
Rutger, make this stop!
What if we were to leave the house?
What was that?
I said, what if we were to leave the house this time?
Miles, we simply cannot leave just yet.
Why ever not?
Catherine looks to her husband. She looks back at her lover, Miles, knowing she almost gave them away.
No, Miles is correct. Let us leave the house at once.
And once again, our players find themselves right back where they started.
Oh, this is preposterous, I say! Simply preposterous!
Miles, Catherine, I have a question for you both. Do either one of you remember how we got into this room in the first place? I mean, what were we doing before we came down here?
Well, we were... That is...
For the life of me, I cannot remember anything before we were in this room.
What is happening to all of us?
You know, something is keeping us here in this room. So, logic would dictate that there is something in here that will let us out.
Logic? What is logical about any of this?
I concur with Rutger. We got it here somehow. Somehow we can get ourselves out.
In an act of defiance to their presumptions, Catherine simply sits down on the sofa and lights a cigarette.
The both of you are fools, I say. Utter fools.
Rutger, having recognized the callowness of his wife's behavior, turns to his associate.
Miles, would you be so good as to check the floors? Look for any loose boards, and I shall check the integrity of the walls.
Right.
Both Miles and Rutger remove their jackets, placing them carefully on the sofa. Miles checks the floorboards while Rutger begins pounding on the walls, each of them looking for any way out of the room that currently imprisons them. Catherine, having none of it as she sits back on the sofa, enjoying her cigarette, feeling the soft comfort of the cushions surrounding her, relaxing her. That is, until she feels another sensation on her hands. Something damp underneath the cushions, damp and viscous. She finally pulls her hands out, revealing that they are covered in blood. She abruptly bolts off the sofa, screaming.
Rutger, Miles!
What is it, darling?
Blood! On the sofa!
Rutger begins to turn the cushions over, revealing the fresh blood splattered across them.
My God, it's as though someone bled out right here on the sofa.
Rutger, I think there's something else you should see here as well.
More blood.
Right there on the floor.
How did it get there, Rutger? It wasn't there before.
And it seems like an awful lot of blood for just one person. I mean, look, you can almost see the outline of two people lying right next to each other.
Oh. Wait a moment. There's a loose floorboard here. Catherine, hand me that ice pick.
Catherine retrieves the ice pick from the ice bucket near the decanter.
Here you are.
Using the implement, Miles begins to pry out the floorboards.
You got it, old boy.
Damn!
What's the matter?
Nothing but stone underneath. We'll never be able to get through it.
Frustrated, Miles tosses the ice pick back onto the table.
Damn it all to hell.
He then grabs one of the jackets off the sofa, not realizing it's Rutger's.
I say, old boy, no need to shout. Yeah, I do believe that's my jacket you have.
Rutger, wait.
But it's too late. Rutger has already picked up Miles's jacket, finding the pistol inside.
Miles, what are you doing with a gun in your jacket?
Rutger, please, allow me to explain.
Rutger then finds a folded piece of stationery as well.
Oh, the stationery. This is my very own letterhead from my desk. What are you doing with it?
Rutger, it's not what you think.
It would appear that you're transferring my funds, Miles. Only you would have access to these numbers. Where are you transferring my funds?
Miles points an accusatory finger at Catherine.
It was her, Rutger. It was all her doing.
You're a filthy liar! Rutger, listen to me.
Rutger points the gun.
Stay back, both of you! There's something strange happening here, and I will find the truth.
Rutger, look at me. You know me. I'm your wife.
Don't listen to her, Rutger. She wants to kill you. I tried to fight against it.
No, that's not true.
It is true. She wants to leave you, Rutger. She wants to steal your money and she wants to have you murdered.
No!
Look at the numbers closely. They all lead back to her accounts. I'm the only one you can trust. I've been your partner for 5 years. I've never once lied to you. I'm the only one you can trust right now.
You liar!
In a mad frenzy, Catherine proceeds to grab the pig off the table, pouncing on Miles with it and stabbing him repeatedly. She stabs him again and again until they both fall behind the sofa, where she continues to stab him until her rage is spent. Rutger stands there in utter shock, completely terrified of his wife.
Rutger, please, listen to me.
As Catherine rushes over to her husband, the frightened Rutger pulls the trigger. Shocked, Catherine gives her husband one last look as she collapses next to her dead lover behind the sofa in the same spot the mysterious pool of blood had suddenly appeared. Rutger, unable to comprehend any of this, collapses onto the sofa amongst the blood-splattered cushions. No sense of reason, no sense of logic. He then looks at the gun in his hand, as if he knows exactly what he must do. And as he proceeds to point the gun to his own temple, the room goes pitch black. The lights brighten slowly as the old clock in the corner of the parlour begins to chime the hour. Our players find themselves precisely where they began the evening, staring up at the ancient device from their full glasses of brandy. Each one of them is unsettled for reasons they do not quite comprehend yet.
How bizarre. According to my watch, I still have 13 minutes till midnight.
As long as I can remember, that clock has always chimed at exactly 11:47 every night.
We've never been able to figure out what causes it.
Quite unsettling for the superstitious lot.
Oh, come now, Miles. Don't tell me you believe in superstitions. Black cats and all that.
I simply believe in being cautious is all.
Well, I for one agree. You can never be too careful. More things in heaven and hell, as they say.
The quote is, more things in heaven and earth, darling.
Well, such semantics, my dear Catherine.
Are you suggesting that hell and earth are one and the same?
Merely suggesting that hell is what we make it. If Dante was to be trusted, hell was nothing more than a fiery pit of pain and suffering with a horned devil at the center of it. However, there are those that believe that hell is simply the absence of light and reason, a construct that we create ourselves and then fill with our own transgressions and despairs. And because we are incapable of admitting to our own faults and failures, we are forced to live them out over and over again for all eternity.
An uncomfortable silence takes hold of our three players, a frightening familiarity washing over them, as if there is a hidden truth just out of their grasp within the depths of their own reality. This has been our presentation of 13 Minutes Till Midnight. If you've not gotten lost in the realms of your own imagination, please take this opportunity to go back to your physical world and take comfort in its limitations. Thank you, and good night.
Much, commissary.
I say we do lunch at the counter.
Isn't love wonderful? Makes you want to go out and find that special someone, and then that special someone else. Safety tip, hide the ice pick. This is tragic. It's empty. Are you having a good time tonight?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, we have one more show. But before we go into the show, I want to take a few moments to thank some peoples. We'd like to talk about Vincent Miller, the guy behind the sounds. We talk about Trisha Minty, who did the music. Costumes by Jonathan Argosier. Associate producer, some lady named Heather Lee. Never heard of her. Andy Shultz, producer and the director. Special thank you to Craig Taylor, Penny Moore. We are the Worst Ever Productions peoples. And we thank you for coming out. We have been off the stage for just over 600 days, close to 2 years. Thank you, COVID. So, are you ready for Halloween?
Yes.
Getting it ready? Got the spooky the things up? Have you seen the new stuff? Oh my God. They got that thing you put up in the window, and then you shine the light, and the people are stabbing. No? I seen it. Maybe that was my house. I don't know. Anyway, but things happen during Halloween, especially for us grown-up type people, yes? We have a party, yes? Yes. And we play games at the party like Bob for Apples. Does anybody do that anymore? Yeah. It's COVID. Yeah, thank you, COVID. Pin the tail on the drunk guy. That's my favorite. Or perhaps my personal favorite, a seance. A chance to talk to the dearly departed and ask them important questions like, where did you hide the life insurance policy? Where are the diamonds buried? And why does Agatha keep calling me? I don't know. But sometimes when you have that party, there's always that one person who shows up and brings something special. Something that makes it a Halloween night to never forget.
The spiritual world. We know very little about it and are drawn to its mystery and possible danger. This Halloween night was going to be a night we would never forget.
Blake, hurry up! Kate and Karen will be here any minute.
Oh, I'm coming. Do I really have to wear this?
Well, it's Halloween. Think I went to all that effort to make it for you?
Fine.
My handsome little devil.
Yeah. Here's the candy.
Oh, Blake, honey, I have to grab something from the kitchen. Get the door, please. Trick or treat!
What are you wearing?
Don't ask. Come on in.
Kieran, that was so rude. Don't listen to my brother. It looks wonderful.
That's my dear sister's nice way of saying it looks bad.
Happy Halloween! Oh, everyone looks so good in their costumes. We've got a black cat and a golfer. Okay. Well, everybody grab a drink.
To a Halloween night we will never forget.
To a Halloween night we will never forget.
Now, Melanie, our witch host of the evening, what's on the agenda?
Oh, well, I am glad you asked. We could bob for apples, listen to a scare radio show, or my top pick, a seance.
A seance? I've been wanting to do one ever since we were kids, but Sis over here was always too scared.
I was not. They just make me feel uncomfortable. I just think they're eerie.
Oh, come on, Kate. What better way to start a Halloween evening than to connect with the afterlife?
Please, let's do it. A fun little Halloween opener.
Kieran, I don't know.
You are among friends.
It just...
I won't let anything bad happen to you.
Cross your heart.
Cross my heart.
Okay, hearts are crossed. To the parlor room. All right, I have the bells to see if any spirits want to make themselves known.
All the letters have been written down in chalk on the table. I added a yes and no to the corners and a trusty wine glass to place in the center.
And I have the gin for the spirits if they want spirits.
Perfect. Everyone, gather around.
Makes me wonder if this could actually work.
It actually could. This house has a history of being haunted. I mean, it's just what the realtor told us, and we honestly have never seen anything in 3 years.
Yeah, never.
Is everyone ready? Now, I've everyone places a finger on the glass. Come on, Kate.
Come on, just do it.
There's no need to rush.
Fingers on the glass.
Excellent. Now let's open our hearts and our minds to the spirits of the house and the spirits that walk among us. Is there anyone here? Is there anyone here that would like to make their presence known?
I don't think this is working. The glass hasn't moved. The bell hasn't gone off. Why don't we just go do literally anything else?
We're not just yet. We've only just gotten started.
Someone there?
Well, let's close our eyes for a moment so that we can reconnect. Keep our fingers on the glass. Kate, are they closed? Yeah.
Spirits. Spirits hear us. We open our home and our hearts and our minds to you. We mean you no harm and want to know your stories and your insight. Speak to us. Let us know that you're here. Let yourself be heard. Make yourself known.
Did you hear that?
Shh, not a word. Oh my god, it's moving.
Oh my god.
It's actually moving. Everybody open your eyes.
Oh my god. It's moving. It's spelling M-A...
R-Y.
Mary, it's working.
Oh god. Unbelievable.
Mary, do you have something you want to say?
The glass moved back to yes.
Yeah, speak, Mary. Tell us.
No, I think we're good, Mary. Thank you so much.
We are so close. Speak, Mary.
Yes, speak. If you need to use one of us, we welcome you.
What? No, stop that.
Quiet, this is getting good.
Mary, we are open and ready.
Can you imagine if one of us was a sensitive?
Kieran, we need to stop. Yeah, we mustn't break the connection.
Melanie, we're breaking the connection. I don't care.
Please, don't let me speak. Please, I must warn you.
Warn us?
About what? Mary, is this you?
Yes, it's Mary. I must warn you that your lives are in danger.
Danger. We need to get out of here.
Kate, put your hands back on the glass.
No, this is too much. I told you I didn't want to do this. What is that? What is this coming out of his chest?
I've heard about this before. This is the sign of a manifestation of a spiritual being. It's too late. Oh, what have we done? Kieran?
Please, don't shoot. I have to tell you something. Happy Halloween.
What?
I said oh my god, we're so
why would you do that?
just a fun little Halloween trick, says nothing more.
That was cruel.
Oh, come on.
Oh, hon, there was no harm then. Just some good old-fashioned fun.
Everyone needs a little good scare for Halloween. You look like you could use a drink.
I hate you all. I'm leaving.
Okay, wait, come here, sis. I'll even show you how we did everything. You got a little bell just going. It was not a big deal.
Kieran?
Not now.
The glass.
Blake, would you just... Can't. Is the glass?
Moving by itself. You know what? I've had enough of your games. Just stop.
This isn't a game, Kate. I swear.
Unlock the door. I'm serious. Unlock it.
But that doesn't make sense. That door doesn't lock.
Blake?
It's locked. I don't know how this can be. It's locked.
Blake, please unlock the door.
And open. Okay, this is not happening. Are the lights going?
Blake, Melanie, Kieran!
Here, let me help you, Blake.
Oh, please hurry up. I don't know why the lights are doing this. This can't be happening, Kieran. You promised. Let us out.
What's that? What's that? Are you saying something?
I hear something.
That's getting louder.
Do you hear that?
Oh, Blakey, it's nothing.
Oh my god. I hear my name.
I too. Please stop. Stop, stop.
The glass.
Okay, no, get back.
It wants to communicate. You said you wanted a Halloween night to never forget. Let's communicate.
Okay, I promise not. I promise not. Don't put your fingers on my glass.
What do you want?
You. There's always a little intrigue in all of our fears. The want to look behind the curtain, to see what we shouldn't see. Our souls are no longer with the living, yet they are not with the dead. We wanted a Halloween night we would never forget. And that is exactly what we received.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to the Worst Ever Productions Halloween Radio Spooktacular. We hope you've enjoyed the show. On behalf of the cast, the crew, and everyone involved, we thank you so much. Applause to you.
Don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet, from your head down to your feet. They put you in a big black box and cover you up with dirt and rocks, and all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout,